Hello, welcome to the Archives Devlog 0. As this is my very first devlog of this game, or first devlog ever, I'm going to be basically going through the basics of this game, what I'm planning on doing with it, where my inspirations come from, and just talking generally about the game. And then in future devlogs, I'll be diving into mechanics specifically and kind of showing off how I built them and kind of this, the progress of the game as I've made it. So I'm first going to show you where the idea came from. Back in 2019, I made a game called 100 Floors for one of my projects. This was a very much D&D inspired game where you're able to move with a movement system. As you can see, the numbers went down there, a health system, obstacles in the way, an objective to get to the bottom of the 100th floor, and randomly generating stats. As you can see here, if I was to restart the game again, which I'm not because restarting is not an easy thing to do in here because I didn't build it as well as I should have, the stats do end up changing and you are able to level up as you attack. So if I ended my turn here and I chose to attack, you can see I'm out of actions, and then I get attacked. I can then attack, destroy that, attack again, of which then does a fireball with the staff towards here. And I am also able to change my weapons. As you can see, there's quite a few bugs in here. I was able to move on their turn because they don't have a turn in the way it's programmed. They just do something and I'm able to move at the same time, which is something I would like to change and just clean the game up. As you can see, there's lots of issues here with this clipping. The text here and here are quite blurry, and I feel overall I can make this a much better cohesive game with better art styles and just a better UI and a better game system in general. So I have started this game already, and I will move over to my Unity and show you what I've done there. You can see here, this is my Unity project. And as you can see, I haven't done very much yet. I built a basic tile system with the basic floor tiles and some wall tiles and a door which is able to be opened and closed, as you can see there. And I have started to build the movement system, as I will go over when we look into my Notion and my roadmap, as that is the first thing I'm planning to build. So if I do press play and on the scene, you can see I built some debug stuff with some help from the tutorials from CodeMonkey. I'm following his grid system and movement system on a grid, of which video links to the videos will be in the description if you wish to follow those along too, as I won't be going into detail how I've made the mechanic. I'll just be going over me having made the mechanic and talking about how and why I have done things in certain ways. So you can see I haven't done much in the game yet, but I have made a little start, I've made a little player, and just a, as I said before, basic floor with the door able to be opened to go to the next stage in the game. I have yet to build monsters or the enemies or any kind of obstacles in the game other than these little four on the corner for decoration which won't be able to be walked on. But I have started to build the basic framework of this game. Now, if I move over to my Notion, I will go through what I have in my Notion, what my plans are, and the actual general project aim. So as you can see, this is my Notion. Notion is great. It's basically a wiki builder, and it's a way of being able to build projects and kind of plan them out. So you can see I've got a roadmap, a GTD, a devlog, and an idea book. The roadmap, which I'll show here, is basically just a list of all the mechanics and in what status they're done. As you can see in progress, I've got the grid movement system, and finished I have that basic map dungeon, of which probably will be changed 100 times over by the end of the project. But that's kind of just showing me that I've done a very basic layout for the map. And then all my mechanics yet to be built, which you'll see here. I've got stuff from generic items, NPCs, menu systems, all that stuff is all there and in the list to be built. And as you can see in the cutting room floor section, I'm not going to be afraid to kind of cut stuff out of the game if I have to. So if there's mechanics I want to remove, I'm happy to just drag them over to there and forget about them until either a later date, or maybe they just get deleted and never made, but it's a way for me to kind of make sure I hit my scope. So if I realize I'm over scoping myself, I can look through mechanics and realize what won't be a good thing to have in the game. You can also see in my devlog, which is currently empty, has on most of this project, because I'm still midway through building this out, but this is a way for me to log what I've done. So if I ever walk away from the project for a period of time, then I'm able to jump back in where I left off, as I would have detailed what I last worked on and the reason certain mechanics were built in the way they were. So then I'm not confused and annoyed at myself for building something that I don't understand, because I would have put all the information here, or at least that's the aim anyway. And then finally, my idea book. This is basically everything that's going to be in this ideas. It's ideas that I just think of off the top of my head, and this could be anything from enemy ideas, boss kind of how many bosses I would need to build, or possible bosses or enemy types, what areas are going to be in the game, what sort of things the enemy can do, and none of this is set in stone. Not that anything in the roadmap is, but this is basically for me just to throw an idea here, and it could be completely and utterly stupid, but it's a way for me just to write down my ideas and get used to doing that, so I don't think of an idea and then forget about it the next day before I start working on it again. And that's kind of where I want to leave off this devlog. So if you're interested in what I'm doing and would like to see more, please subscribe, as I'm going to be trying to make a devlog semi-regularly. This will obviously depend on how much time I have to make the game with work and how much time I'm able to put in, but on the actual devlog side. But I'll try and make them semi-regularly, and hopefully you'll see the progression of this game, and by the end of it, you guys will, anyone who's watched this will get to see the progression from the very beginning and then get to play it. So, and that's kind of my hope. So again, please subscribe if you're interested, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.